Now, it was late last week that I took a call from Beau. He was concerned about his fiancée. She's studying at Notre Dame, the Catholic University, Notre Dame, with campuses at Darlinghurst and Broadway. And he told me last week that she got failed in a particular essay because of her political views.
A partner of mine studies nursing at Notre Dame in the city. And they were given a task to write a persuasive essay on asylum seekers. So she chose to write about how the asylum seekers are getting fairly treated. They're given food and medical requirements, what have you. And she failed. She got a big F in red. She was labelled a racist. It was bigotry and plagiarism.
But did they pick her up on the substance of it, as in the way she had done and put her argument together?
The structure was fine. She had about 16 references. A lot of them were from the government website.
She backed it up with some sources.
Yeah, there wasn't a counter-argument. It was just a big red communist no in pen. Saying no, plagiarism, bigotry, racist. And yeah, she got an F.
So Beau has sent me the essay now, and I've had a chance to have a look at it with the comments from the teacher. And I'm going to say, after looking at it, it's a bit much. The essay is the standard university kind of thing and says that, you know, asylum seekers should be treated a little bit harder and we need to be tough on our policies. And look, maybe, just maybe, it looks through the eyes of someone that's not really seen the world yet. Be that as it may, though, they use newspaper clippings as source material. And have a listen to these comments. This comes from the lecturer at the Notre Dame University who failed Beau's fiancée and gave her an F. So here we go. These are things that are scribbled all over the essay. Tabloid news websites owned by Rupert Murdoch is not research. That's one of them. The other one, stick to scholarly journalists. And this is, I think, probably my favourite. This is awful, just awful. If you used proper factual evidence that isn't spun by Rupert, then you wouldn't have this confused. And on it went. And then the big F for fail was on there. And then over the weekend, I received this email from Tony. She says this: a friend said that she heard you talking about a student from Notre Dame who failed an essay on asylum seekers. I think this may have been the same class my daughter was in, who also failed and was abused for suggesting assimilation policy and banning the burqa may be a way of fixing the issue. She was allowed to resubmit the essay, but only passed the course when she wrote that Australia treats asylum seekers badly and should allow more in with no mandatory detention. The number of kids dropped out of uni after failing this course, and it's a disgrace that the universities are making students write a particular doctrine in order to pass. That comes from Tony, whose daughter goes to the uni. Look, it is fair enough to go after the students for lack of research, and I know that there will be the odd fail in these essays, but if they don't share the same political view, is it right to go and give them an F? Slam a big F on it. There is an awful tone to this stuff. I'll read you that line again. This is awful, just awful. If you use proper factual evidence that isn't spun by Rupert, then you wouldn't have this confused. And we've made contact with the university where they're listening to us right now, and we're waiting for a response. And I'm not just sticking up for Rupert here. I'm not sticking up for News Corp. They've got plenty of newspapers and plenty of spokespeople, and they can do that themselves. But you would say of this university, no matter what side you sat in politics, no matter what newspaper you read, no matter who you voted for, this kind of marking of an essay is not exactly promoting free thinkers, is it? I mean, if students are too afraid to take a different political line just in case they get a fail, this is a sorry state. If they start writing thinking, gee, I better write to my audience here, I really do want to pass, so I'll just blah, 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 government bad, asylum seekers good, blah, 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 blah. That is not education. That is propaganda. Quarter past 3. Anything on your mind at all? The number is 13 13 32. What do you think about that? I mean, are you involved in universities now? I mean, is that the way it is? I know that Sherry Markson, who writes for the Australian newspaper has been following this kind of line that political views are being pushed on to university students, and they get a big F, they get a fail if they don't write what the lecturer's political leanings are. I'm going to talk to Sharri Markson soon, but has this been your experience? Have you seen this before? And if you know of any students that go to this university, tell me about them, because we're waiting to hear from them. I'd love to chat to them on air today and get them to stick up for themselves and to tell us what the hell is it all about? Why are they writing these kind of comments on an essay?